Most people think building muscle only happens in the gym. That's only half the story. What if I told you that the real transformation happens when you're completely still, eyes closed, deep in sleep? And there are 2 simple vitamins that can turn your body into a muscle-building machine every single night without you lifting a single weight. Stay with me because what you're about to learn will change how you think about sleep forever. You see, your body doesn't shut down when you sleep. It's actually working harder than you might imagine. While you're dreaming about whatever it is you dream about, your cells are busy repairing, rebuilding, and growing. But here's the problem. Most people are missing 2 critical nutrients that make this whole process work properly. Without them, you're basically wasting 8 hours every night. You're lying there, thinking you're recovering, but your muscles aren't getting what they need to grow stronger. And this isn't just about looking good or building big muscles. This is about maintaining the strength you need to live a healthy, independent life as you age. This is about keeping your bones strong, your metabolism running, and your body functioning the way it's supposed to. Now, I'm going to walk you through exactly what these 2 vitamins are, how they work together like a perfectly designed team, and most importantly, how you can make sure you're getting enough of them. Because here's the thing, you can eat all the protein you want, you can do all the exercises in the world, but if you're deficient in these 2 nutrients, you're fighting an uphill battle. Your body simply cannot build and maintain muscle tissue without them. It's like trying to build a house without the right tools. Sure, you might make some progress, but it's going to be slow, frustrating, and nowhere near as effective as it could be. Let's start with the foundation. Your body is incredibly intelligent. It knows exactly what to do when given the right materials. Think about it like this. When you exercise, you're actually creating tiny tears in your muscle fibers. That might sound bad, but it's exactly what needs to happen. These microscopic tears are signals to your body that say, hey, we need to get stronger here. And your body listens. But here's where most people get it wrong. The actual growth and repair don't happen while you're working out. They happen later, during rest, and especially during deep sleep. Sleep is when your body releases the highest amounts of growth hormone. This is the hormone that tells your body to repair those muscle fibers and make them stronger than before. But growth hormone can't do its job alone. It needs help. It needs the right vitamins and minerals to complete the process. Without them, it's like having a construction crew show up to build something, but they have no materials to work with. They're ready to work. They know what to do, but they can't actually build anything. This is where our 2 nighttime vitamins come in. And I'm going to explain each one in detail so you understand not just what they are, but why they matter so much. The first vitamin that controls muscle growth. The first vitamin is vitamin D. Now I know what you might be thinking. Vitamin D? Isn't that the sunshine vitamin? What does that have to do with muscles? Well, everything, actually. Vitamin D is one of the most misunderstood nutrients out there. Most people think it's just for bones, and yes, it is crucial for bone health. But its role in muscle function is equally important, if not more so. Here's what you need to understand. Vitamin D isn't actually just a vitamin. It functions more like a hormone in your body. It has receptors in almost every single cell, including your muscle cells. When vitamin D binds to these receptors in your muscles, it triggers a whole cascade of events. It helps with protein synthesis, which is the process your body uses to build new muscle tissue. It also improves the function of your mitochondria. These are the powerhouses of your cells, the little engines that produce energy. Stronger mitochondria mean more energy available for muscle growth and repair. But there's more. Vitamin D plays a direct role in muscle contraction and muscle strength. Studies have shown that people with low vitamin D levels have weaker muscles, slower reaction times, and a higher risk of falls and fractures. This is especially important as we age because maintaining muscle mass is one of the key factors in staying independent and healthy in our later years. You lose muscle naturally as you get older. It's called sarcopenia, but vitamin D deficiency makes this process happen much faster. Now here's the problem. Most people are deficient in vitamin D, and they don't even know it. You might think you're getting enough because you spend some time outside, but unless you're exposing a good amount of your skin to direct sunlight for at least 15 to 20 minutes most days of the week, you're probably not making enough. And even if you are getting sun exposure, factors like where you live, the time of year, your skin tone, and your age all affect how much vitamin D your body can actually produce. During the winter months, if you live anywhere far from the equator, the angle of the sun makes it nearly impossible for your skin to produce vitamin D. People with darker skin need even more sun exposure because the melanin in their skin acts as a natural sunscreen. And as you age, your skin becomes less efficient at producing vitamin D, even when you do get sun exposure. On top of all that, most people spend their days indoors. We work inside, we travel in cars, we're covered in clothing. The modern lifestyle is basically designed to create vitamin D deficiency. And this deficiency has real consequences for your muscles. When you don't have enough vitamin D, your body cannot properly synthesize protein into muscle tissue. The signals that tell your muscles to grow and repair get weakened. Your muscles become more prone to inflammation and damage. Recovery takes longer. Strength gains slow down or stop completely. Even worse, low vitamin D levels are associated with increased muscle breakdown. So not only are you not building new muscle, but you might actually be losing the muscle you already have. Taking vitamin D before bed is strategic because it supports all the repair processes that happen during sleep. Remember, growth hormone peaks during deep sleep. Vitamin D works alongside this hormone to maximize muscle protein synthesis. It's like giving your body the raw materials it needs right when it's ready to build. Think of it this way. Your body is a construction site at night. Growth hormone is the foreman directing the work. Vitamin D is the supply truck delivering the materials. Without that supply truck, the foreman can give all the orders he wants, but nothing's getting built. The other benefit of taking vitamin D at night is that it may actually help improve sleep quality itself. Some research suggests that vitamin D plays a role in regulating sleep patterns and that people with higher vitamin D levels sleep better and longer. Better sleep means more growth hormone release, which means more muscle growth. It all works together in a beautiful cycle. So how much vitamin D do you need? This is where things get individual. The standard recommendation is often around 600 to 800 international units per day. But many experts now believe this is far too low, especially for people who are deficient. Some studies suggest that amounts between 2,000 and 4,000 international units per day are more appropriate for most adults. But the only way to know for sure what you need is to get your levels tested. A simple blood test can measure your vitamin D levels, and your doctor can help you determine the right dose for you. When it comes to supplementing, not all vitamin D is created equal. You want vitamin D3, not D3 is the form your body makes naturally from sunlight, and it's much more effective at raising your blood levels. It's also a fat-soluble vitamin, which means it needs to be taken with some fat to be absorbed properly. So take it with a meal that contains healthy fats like nuts, avocado, olive oil, or fatty fish. This will ensure your body actually absorbs and uses it. The second vitamin that completes the puzzle. Now let's talk about the second vitamin. This one is magnesium. And before you say that magnesium is a mineral, not a vitamin, you're technically correct. But for the sake of simplicity and because it works in partnership with vitamin D, we're grouping them together as our two essential nighttime nutrients. Magnesium is involved in over 300 different biochemical reactions in your body. It's needed for energy production, nerve function, muscle contraction and relaxation, and protein synthesis. In fact, magnesium is required for every step of the process that turns protein into muscle tissue. Without adequate magnesium, your body literally cannot build muscle no matter how much protein you eat or how hard you train. Here's how it works. When you consume protein, your body breaks it down into amino acids. These amino acids are the building blocks of muscle. But to actually use these building blocks to construct new muscle tissue, your body needs magnesium. Magnesium activates the enzymes that are responsible for protein synthesis. It's like the key that unlocks the door. Without that key, all those amino acids just sit there unused. Magnesium also plays a crucial role in muscle recovery. After you exercise, your muscles are inflamed and damaged. This is normal and necessary. But to recover properly, that inflammation needs to be resolved. Magnesium has natural anti-inflammatory properties that help calm down the inflammatory response and speed up recovery. It also helps remove lactic acid from your muscle. Lactic acid is that burning sensation you feel during intense exercise, and it can contribute to soreness and fatigue if it builds up. Magnesium helps clear it out so your muscles can recover faster. But perhaps the most important reason to take magnesium at night is its effect on sleep quality. Magnesium is nature's relaxation mineral. It helps calm your nervous system by regulating neurotransmitters that signal your brain and body to wind down. It activates the parasympathetic nervous system, which is responsible for the rest and digest state. This is the opposite of the fight or flight stress response. When your parasympathetic nervous system is active, your heart rate slows, your breathing deepens, your muscles relax, and your body shifts into recovery mode. Magnesium also regulates melatonin, the hormone that controls your sleep-wake cycle. When you have adequate magnesium, your body can produce melatonin more effectively, which means you fall asleep easier and stay asleep longer. And remember, deeper, longer sleep means more growth hormone release, which means more muscle growth and repair. Everything is connected. Just like with vitamin D, magnesium deficiency is extremely common. Some estimates suggest that nearly half of all people are not getting enough magnesium from their diet. The problem is that modern farming practices have depleted the soil of minerals, which means the food we eat contains less magnesium than it used to. On top of that, stress depletes magnesium rapidly. When you're under stress, your body uses up magnesium at a faster rate. And let's be honest, most of us are dealing with chronic stress in one form or another. Certain lifestyle factors also increase your magnesium needs. If you exercise regularly, you need more magnesium because you lose it through sweat and you use it up during muscle contraction. If you drink coffee or alcohol, both can deplete magnesium levels. If you eat a lot of processed foods or sugar, that can interfere with magnesium absorption. Even some medications like diuretics and proton pump inhibitors can reduce magnesium levels. The signs of magnesium deficiency are often subtle at first. You might experience muscle cramps or twitches, especially at night. You might have trouble falling asleep or staying asleep. You might feel more anxious or irritable than usual. You might notice that you're not recovering well from workouts, or that you feel weak even though you're training. Over time, chronic magnesium deficiency can contribute to more serious problems like high blood pressure, irregular heartbeat, and even osteoporosis. So how do you know if you're deficient? Unfortunately, it's not as simple as with vitamin D. Blood tests for magnesium aren't always accurate because most of your body's magnesium is stored inside your cells, not in your blood. You could have normal blood magnesium levels, but still be deficient at the cellular level. The best approach is to look at your symptoms, your diet, and your lifestyle. If you have any of the signs I mentioned, if you're under a lot of stress, if you exercise regularly, or if you don't eat a lot of magnesium-rich foods, then supplementing is probably a good idea. When it comes to supplementing with magnesium, the form matters a lot. Some forms are absorbed much better than others. Magnesium oxide is cheap and common, but it's poorly absorbed and often causes digestive upset. Magnesium citrate is better absorbed and can have a mild laxative effect, which can be helpful if you struggle with constipation. But for nighttime use and muscle building, the best forms are magnesium glycinate or magnesium threonate. Magnesium glycinate is bonded to the amino acid glycine, which itself has calming properties. This form is highly absorbable and gentle on the stomach. Magnesium threonate is a newer form that's especially good for brain health and has been shown to cross the blood-brain barrier effectively. The dosage for magnesium varies, but most adults benefit from around 300 to 400 milligrams per day. Some people need more, especially if they're very active or under high stress. It's generally safe to take magnesium, but too much can cause diarrhea. So start with a lower dose and increase gradually if needed. And always take magnesium in the evening or before bed. Not only does this support overnight muscle recovery, but it also helps you relax and sleep better. How these two vitamins work together. Now here's where things get really interesting. Vitamin D and magnesium don't just work independently, they work together in a synergistic relationship. That means they enhance each other's effects. You need magnesium for your body to activate and use vitamin D. And you need vitamin D for your body to absorb and utilize magnesium. They're partners. When you take vitamin D, it's actually inactive in the form you consume it. Your body has to convert it into its active form before it can do anything useful. This conversion process happens in your liver and kidneys, and it requires magnesium. Without enough magnesium, your body cannot activate vitamin D efficiently. So you could be taking a vitamin D supplement every day, but if you're low in magnesium, you're not getting the full benefit. The vitamin D just sits there in its inactive form, unable to do its job. On the flip side, vitamin D helps your body absorb magnesium from your intestines. It also helps regulate how much magnesium your kidneys hold on to versus how much they excrete in urine. So if you're low in vitamin D, you might not be absorbing magnesium efficiently from your food, and you might be losing too much in your urine. This creates a vicious cycle. Low vitamin D leads to low magnesium, which leads to further problems with vitamin D activation, which leads to even lower magnesium. And round it goes. This is why taking both together makes so much sense. You're addressing both deficiencies at the same time, and you're allowing them to work together the way nature intended. When you have optimal levels of both, everything runs more smoothly. Your muscles receive the signals they need to grow. Your body has the raw materials to build new tissue. Your sleep quality improves. Your recovery speeds up. Your energy increases. Your mood stabilizes. Everything gets better. There's also an important interaction with calcium that's worth understanding. Vitamin D helps your body absorb calcium from food, which is why it's so important for bone health. But calcium needs to go to the right places. You want it in your bones and teeth, not in your soft tissues and arteries. Magnesium helps direct calcium to where it's supposed to go. It acts like a traffic controller, making sure calcium gets deposited in your bones rather than building up in your blood vessels or forming painful kidney stones. This is another reason why the balance between vitamin D and magnesium is so crucial. When you take vitamin D without adequate magnesium, you can actually create problems. You might absorb more calcium than your body can handle properly, And without enough magnesium to direct that calcium, it can end up in the wrong places. This is why some people experience side effects from high-dose vitamin D supplementation like fatigue, muscle aches, or heart palpitations. Often these symptoms aren't from the vitamin D itself, but from the magnesium deficiency that the vitamin D reveals or worsens. The solution is simple. Take them together. Make sure you're getting adequate amounts of both. This way they support each other, they enhance each other's benefits, and they work together to optimize your muscle growth, recovery, and overall health. The role of sleep in muscle building. Let's talk more about why nighttime matters so much. Sleep isn't just rest, it's when your body does some of its most important work. During deep sleep, your pituitary gland releases pulses of growth hormone. These pulses are strongest during the first few hours of sleep, especially during the slow-wave deep sleep stages. Growth hormone is the master regulator of growth and repair in your body. It tells your cells to grow, to repair damage, to build new tissue. For your muscles, growth hormone is absolutely essential. It stimulates protein synthesis, which is the process of building new muscle proteins. It promotes the uptake of amino acids into muscle cells. It enhances the use of fat for energy, which helps preserve muscle tissue and promotes a leaner body composition. It strengthens connective tissues like tendons and ligaments. It improves bone density. Basically, growth hormone is your body's natural muscle-building substance. But here's the catch. Growth hormone can only do so much if you don't provide your body with the right nutrients. It's like having a master chef in your kitchen, but no ingredients. The chef knows exactly how to prepare an amazing meal, but without the right ingredients, there's nothing to cook. That's where vitamin D and magnesium come in. They are the ingredients. They provide what your body needs to actually execute the instructions that growth hormone is giving. When you take vitamin D and magnesium before bed, you're setting up the perfect environment for muscle growth overnight. Your growth hormone levels rise. Your muscles have the vitamin D they need to respond to that growth hormone signal. They have the magnesium they need to synthesize new protein. They have everything required to repair the damage from your workout and come back stronger. This is how you build muscle. Not just by lifting weights, but by creating the right conditions for growth during recovery. Sleep quality matters just as much as sleep quantity. You can spend 8 hours in bed, but if you're tossing and turning, waking up frequently, or not reaching deep sleep stages, you're not getting the full benefit. This is another reason why magnesium is so valuable. By improving sleep quality, it ensures that you actually spend enough time in those deep sleep stages where growth hormone is released. Better sleep means more growth hormone, which means more muscle growth. There's also research showing that sleep deprivation directly interferes with muscle recovery and growth. When you don't sleep enough, your body produces more cortisol, which is a stress hormone that breaks down muscle tissue. It also reduces growth hormone production, decreases protein synthesis, and impairs your body's ability to use glucose for energy. All of this adds up to less muscle growth and slower recovery. Some studies have shown that just a few nights of poor sleep can reduce muscle protein synthesis by as much as 18%. That's huge. You could be doing everything else right, eating enough protein, training hard, but if you're not sleeping well, you're sabotaging your own progress. This is why prioritizing sleep should be at the top of your list. If you care about building and maintaining muscle. And taking vitamin D and magnesium before bed is one of the simplest, most effective ways to improve both your sleep quality and your body's ability to build muscle overnight. How to use this knowledge practically so now you understand the science. You know why vitamin D and magnesium are so important. You know how they work together and why taking them before bed is optimal. Now let's talk about how to actually put this into practice. First, consider getting your vitamin D levels tested. This is a simple blood test that your doctor can order. You're looking for a level of at least 30 nanograms per milliliter, but many experts recommend aiming for 40 to 60 nanograms per milliliter for optimal health. If you're deficient, your doctor might recommend a higher loading dose at first to bring your levels up, followed by a maintenance dose. If you can't get tested right away, starting with a moderate dose of vitamin D3 is generally safe for most people. Somewhere between 2,000 and 4,000 international units per day is a reasonable starting point. Take it with a meal that contains some fat to improve absorption. You can take it in the morning or at night, but I recommend taking it about an hour or two before bed so it's available during the overnight recovery period. For magnesium, start with around 300 milligrams per evening, preferably in the form of magnesium glycinate. Take it about 30 to 60 minutes before you want to go to sleep. This gives it time to start working and helps signal to your body that it's time to wind down. If you notice that you're sleeping better and feeling more recovered, that's a good sign it's working. If you're still experiencing muscle cramps, trouble sleeping, or poor recovery, you might need a slightly higher dose. Make sure you're also getting these nutrients from food when possible. For vitamin D, the best food sources are fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, and sardines, egg yolks, and fortified dairy products. But honestly, it's very difficult to get enough vitamin D from food alone, which is why supplementation is usually necessary. For magnesium, focus on dark leafy greens like spinach and kale, nuts and seeds, especially pumpkin seeds and almonds, legumes, whole grains, and dark chocolate. Yes, dark chocolate is a good source of magnesium, which is just one more reason to enjoy it. Beyond supplementation, there are other lifestyle factors that support healthy vitamin D and magnesium levels. For vitamin D, try to get some sun exposure when possible. Even 15 to 20 minutes of midday sun on your arms and legs a few times per week can help. Just be mindful of not burning. You don't need to overdo it. For magnesium, managing stress is crucial because stress depletes your stores. Practice relaxation techniques like deep breathing, meditation, or gentle yoga in the evening. Limit caffeine and alcohol, especially in the hours before bed. Create a bedtime routine that signals to your body that it's time to rest. Also pay attention to other nutrients that support muscle growth. Protein is obviously important. Make sure you're eating enough high-quality protein throughout the day, including some before bed. A small serving of protein before sleep provides amino acids that your body can use during overnight muscle repair. Good options include a handful of nuts, some Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, or a small portion of chicken or fish. Just don't eat a huge meal right before bed, as that can interfere with sleep quality. Stay hydrated, but taper your fluid intake in the evening so you're not waking up multiple times to use the bathroom. Get regular exercise, but try not to do intense workouts too close to bedtime, as that can make it harder to fall asleep. Create a sleep-friendly environment. Keep your bedroom cool, dark, and quiet. Remove electronic devices, or at least use blue light filters in the evening. Stick to a consistent sleep schedule even on weekends. All of these factors work together to create an environment where your body can do what it does best: repair, recover, and grow stronger. The vitamin D and magnesium are the foundation, but the whole lifestyle picture matters too. One more thing to consider is tracking your progress. Pay attention to how you feel. Are you sleeping better? Are you recovering faster from workouts? Do you feel stronger? Are you experiencing fewer muscle cramps? These subjective measures are often the best indicators that what you're doing is working. You can also track objective measures like your workout performance, your body composition, or even get your vitamin D levels retested after a few months to see if your supplementation is bringing them into the optimal range. Remember that building muscle and maintaining health is a long-term process. You're not going to take vitamin D and magnesium for one night and wake up looking like a bodybuilder. But over weeks and months, the cumulative effect of better sleep, better recovery, and better nutrient status adds up. Your muscles gradually become stronger. Your body composition improves. Your energy increases. Your overall health gets better. This is about playing the long game. It's about giving your body what it needs night after night so that over time you build a stronger, healthier, more capable body. It's about working with your body's natural processes rather than fighting against them. Your body wants to be strong and healthy. It wants to build and maintain muscle. It's designed to do this. You just need to provide it with the right tools. And that's really what vitamin D and magnesium are. They're tools. They're not magic pills that do all the work for you. You still need to exercise. You still need to eat well. You still need to manage stress and get enough sleep. But when you add these two nutrients into the mix, everything works better. The exercise you do becomes more effective. The food you eat is used more efficiently. The sleep you get is more restorative. Everything compounds. Think about it this way. You're making an investment in your health every single night. A small investment of taking 2 simple supplements before bed, but the return on that investment is massive. Better muscle growth and maintenance, stronger bones, better sleep, more energy, better mood, reduced inflammation, faster recovery, lower risk of chronic disease. The list goes on. And the beautiful thing is that it's never too late to start. Whether you're young and trying to build muscle, middle-aged and trying to maintain what you have, or older and trying to prevent the natural muscle loss that comes with aging, vitamin D and magnesium can help. They're beneficial at every stage of life. They're safe, they're affordable, they're easy to take, and they work. So tonight, before you go to bed, consider adding these 2 nutrients to your routine. Get yourself a good quality vitamin D3 supplement and a magnesium glycinate supplement. Take them about an hour before bed. Be consistent with it. Do it every night and pay attention to how you feel over the coming weeks. I think you'll be surprised at the difference it makes. Your muscles are waiting for the support they need to grow stronger. Your body is ready to do the work. Give it the tools it needs and watch what happens. The transformation happens in the quiet hours of the night while you sleep. All you have to do is make sure your body has everything it needs to make that transformation happen. If this helped you understand how powerful nighttime nutrition can be, hit that subscribe button for more health insights that actually work.